Hey guys, in the past couple of months or so, I've been making a lot of videos on tennis equipment. It started with my video where I compared natural gut strings versus my Kirschbaum polyester string, followed by the video where I talked about racket customization. Then I made another video explaining why stiff rackets are generally better for the recreational level compared to flexible rackets. And then a few days ago I released my video where I compared the world's cheapest racket versus the RF97. And these videos got a ton of views, tons of engagement as well, and this is a positive sign that people are really interested in tennis equipment. To me, this is great because I want to grow the game of tennis, and I love seeing people interested in tennis or tennis equipment. However, it's not all so rosy because there's also a lot of people who are disagreeing with what I'm saying in these tennis equipment videos. And look, all opinions are welcomed at Intuitive Tennis. I don't block anyone unless you're writing something really nasty, disgusting, or you're attacking me at a personal level, something that has absolutely nothing to do with tennis. I get a lot of that stuff too. You wouldn't believe how many of these unbelievably grotesque messages that I get. And those people, of course, are going to get blocked because I don't want my mom reading that stuff. Okay, my mom is my biggest fan. She gets very upset if she reads something like that about her son. But generally, all opposing views are welcomed at Intuitive Tennis. There's absolutely no problem with that. However, when it comes to racket equipment, a lot of my students, they're reading the comment sections, they're also going online and reading racket reviews, and they are using this information to select their equipment. And see guys, this is the problem with writing comments anonymously online. You don't know who is writing the comment. You don't know their credibility. And look, I've been around the block. I worked in the club system my whole life, not only in the United States, but also in Europe. And when you go to a tennis club and you look at the level of play at a tennis club, could be anywhere in the world, a very small percentage in that club are higher level recreational players. So the amount of 5.0 players you'll find at a club is maybe under 5%. The vast majority of people that play tennis are somewhere between the ratings of 2.0 and 4.5. And something tells me that when you look at people who write comments that think they have all this information to share, something tells me that the percentages are going to be very similar to a tennis club. The vast majority of people that are contradicting my opinions that are based on research and a lifelong experience in the field of tennis, these commenters are most likely not the greatest players. They're usually somewhere in the ratings of 2.0 to 4.5. So when it comes to the lower recreational level, of course there's going to be some outliers, no doubt about it, but generally speaking, two things that I'm about to say are going to be generally true. A lighter racket and a string job that's looser, especially when we're talking about polyester strings, is going to make your equipment more playable. In other words, you're going to have an easier time playing tennis. This is something that I've been observing through my entire career. Now, when you look at comments on my videos, you're going to see a common thread, and that is that you should play with the exact opposite of what I'm telling you to play with. A heavy racket, the heavier the better, and this is supposedly going to heal your arm. And I'm not even going to talk about strings because it's going to get too confusing of what people are actually recommending. So what I want you to realize is that, first of all, the focus of some of these people who have written comments is on the wrong thing. Like I said, I appreciate that people are into tennis equipment, but it can also be the fact that there are players of a lower caliber, lower recreational level, and they're so focused on the racket and the strings, and they're trying to choose a racket that's used at a professional level, and they're so obsessed with equipment that they are actually halting their development because of it. Not only is the wrong choice of equipment halting their development, but also the focus is at the wrong place. What you have to understand is no matter what racket you choose, it's not going to make you a better tennis player. The only thing that will make you a better tennis player if you're at a lower recreational level is that you have to fix your technique and you have to put an enormous amount of repetitions in. Only those things will make you better. What racket you play with will not do anything to improve your tennis. Now, one thing that the wrong equipment can give you, and that is pain. Maybe in your elbow, maybe in your wrist, maybe in your shoulder. And this is where you can take some of my advice and use some of the methods that I provide in my tennis equipment videos, and you can simply test and see if these suggestions that I'm giving players can help you to alleviate some of your pain. And I want you to be very careful when you read comments online or reviews online, because these are people that don't have experience giving advice to players. They haven't been in this field of work, and they're just basically giving you their own personal preferences, and the fact that they can pull a racket off supposedly that's incredibly heavy and flexible, and they're playing with strings that are strung super tight, this does not mean that this type of setup is going to work for you.